This is an Audio Wool original.
This episode of Frightday is brought to you by Spring-Heeled Jack Coffee. You need great coffee. Jack delivers. Visit springhieldjack.coffee.
Hey guys, thanks for listening. If you'd like to support us, go to patreon.com/frightday.
So I found some ivermectin.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You start taking it yet?
Yeah.
Is that really, do you actually inject it? Where do you inject it?
The blood.
Like you actually have to, it has to be intravenous? You can't just like
I don't know.
shoot it up anywhere?
I've been putting it in the blood. How to inject ivermectin. Gotta spell inject right first. Subcutaneous injection under the loose skin, in front or behind of the shoulder.
Of a horse.
Of a horse. Yeah, this isn't cattle. Yeah. It is Fright Day. I'm your host, Byron. When vacation becomes your job and your relationship turns to content, a home away from home can feel worse than work. Especially when a ratings-hungry host keeps inserting themselves into your experience. We'll talk about that, what can clog a toilet, the importance of window coverings, and that bitch from Draper, as we review Brandon Christensen's Superhost. I'm joined tonight by Kelly.
Yes.
And Sam can't make it because he lost his teeth in a toilet. I couldn't think of anything else.
He did lose his teeth in a toilet,
What?
actually. It's funny you should mention that.
What are you going to do about that?
Oh, I don't care.
All right. Well,
He can take care of himself.
is that the kind of attitude you want to have when you're going to be spending a month on the coast?
And I'll just lock him in the storage closet
All
and
right.
hang with the girls. It'll be fine.
I'd love to have a full conversation about those secret storage closets.
Yeah, every time
Vacation
we
rentals.
rent one.
I'm going to pop a lock off that baby.
Were you there when we did that?
I would imagine I would have been because I do that every time.
Yeah. Yeah, my husband cannot help. It's very weird. Because I just don't care. I'm like, whatever.
Anytime I stay at a vacation rental, if I see a closet that's marked do not enter, I'm going to check it out.
Okay, let me ask you this. If you ever owned a vacation rental, what would you put over that door lock to keep someone out of it, knowing what it's like from the other side?
Hey, buddy, come on in. Welcome to the party.
That you'd put a sign that said, "Hey, buddy, come on in. Welcome to the party."
Yes, of course. No, I don't know what I would do. For over a year, I managed a vacation rental in one of the world famous Wilma buildings.
Yeah, and the person that owned it kind of reminds me a little bit of the girl in this movie.
She's an eccentric character, yeah. So you're just not curious at all.
No. I'm curious about a lot of things. That's just not one of them.
Well, I mean, it's mostly toilet paper, Windex, stain remover.
Well, and here's the thing. If it's something else, I don't want to know about it because I want to enjoy my damn trip.
I mean, what would it be, though? What could ruin your trip?
Like teeth.
It's just a closet full of teeth.
Could be.
Could be human. Could be canine. Could be anything.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like if it was my vacation rental, I would. Well, I guess it would depend on if I part-time stayed there or not. I think that's the weirdest one. When you check into a place and it's obvious that it's someone's like home normally,
Like when they have cat stuff?
They like go sleep in their camper somewhere. Or something.
That's weird.
Yeah. Have you ever experienced that in the
No.
early days? I feel like I did.
No. I've tried to do like vacation swaps. If you know how you can like trade a month, like somebody in
Yeah.
Australia has a house and you like just swap
Like the
houses
plot
for
of
a month.
that Jack Black Jude Law film.
Oh yeah, The Holiday. Yeah,
Is that what that was?
it is The Holiday.
Let me guess.
I love
It's
that you
got
call it the Jack Black Jude Law, not the Kate Winslet Cameron Diaz. Yeah, we did
Maybe
an entire episode about comedy without mentioning a single female.
That was
comedian,
really
so.
bad of us. Yeah, our behind the screens on comedy. I mean,
That was
honestly,
rough.
Well, yeah, but remember when I pushed the stop button and I looked at you as I did it, and I was like, "We fucked up."
Yep.
Like immediately.
Well, and it's weird because I went in and I talked to Sam, and he's like, You guys got through a whole episode without realizing what you were doing.
Yeah, we
And I was like, yeah.
couple boneheads.
Which is weird. Then I started thinking about it. Like, who would I include in terms of female comedians? Okay, obviously, like Melissa McCarthy's
But
hilarious.
I don't like her.
Kristen Wiig. Oh, see, I really like her.
I would see
The new movie with her and Chris O'Dowd it's like a drama.
Yeah, it's serious though. She's kind of
looks
taking a
so
shift into the
good.
serious. But I mean, Tina Fey. We could have done Amy Poehler.
Tina Fey is a fucking genius.
We really fucked that up.
Yeah.
It was not.
But like did we talk about Mean Girls? I think we talked about Mean Girls, didn't we? Didn't we throw
No,
that in there?
we didn't talk about Mean Girls. We talked about Booksmart.
Booksmart.
That was
There we
I think,
go.
the only one. So we're bad at this. Sometimes
apologize.
we're decent most of the time, but sometimes we have blind spots and we fuck up. Because,
Real bad.
yeah,
real bad.
That was a
Apologies to everyone. Female comedians are great.
yeah.
Yeah. Bad on us.
You're gonna be staying for a month on the coast again.
23 days, yes.
That's too many days. That's like a Disney World. Notice I said world instead of land.
I was really proud of you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to talk Sam into going there in 2022. He thinks that he can't go back yet.
So wait until 2024.
He's like, Kelly, it's bad still. And I'm like, Florida, we're fine.
It's fine. It's just Florida.
Yeah.
But on the coast, that means we're going to be remote again.
Yo.
What are you thinking that we're going to be covering in October? Are we going to start the ZB project?
I kind of like it. I
2
ran it
weeks
by
of-
a couple listeners that we're friends with.
Some people get
Got
very
some
defensive when I talk about taking down Zach Baggins.
I don't think it needs to be a takedown.
It's a takedown. It's an expose.
I'll tell you what, I would have to find something significant that I'm unaware of at this point in order for it to be a takedown.
Let's be honest. We're going to do 2 weeks. It's going to be honest. I'm not going to make this a biased piece. It's not a hit. But if I do find some dumbass shit that he does or says, I'm going to talk about it.
Do you think we could get an interview with Nick Groff?
Is he a former employee of Zach Baggins?
Yeah,
Ghost
he's-
Adventures?
He's the one that tried to go off on his own. I don't think he was super successful.
Well, my concern would be that he'd have some sort of non-disclosure agreement in place. And
Did you know that there's a phrase in Urban Dictionary called douchebaggins?
I'm surprised I've never said that before, but that'll be a big chunk of October. Anything else you're thinking about covering? Do you mind if I come pop by and say hi?
Be a great thing if you wanted to.
Great. So maybe we'll do something out there.
If you come, though, we are doing an episode on the Lighthouse Keeper.
You don't even know his name right now.
It's because you want to know what's really bad is I keep trying to say his name and all that pops into my head is fucking Nick Papa Giorgio.
It's George Balvados.
Bulbados. Not Papa Giorgio. Bulbados.
Yeah, that's the worst.
George Bulbados.
I think I'm cutting most of the Balvados talk.
No.
Just so you know.
No.
What's going
Okay,
on?
that scared the shit out of me. I just Googled George Bulbados.
Is it a real thing?
And I was like, what? And then I realized it was www.patreon.com/Frightday. The story of George Bulbados, Frightday Society.
That would have been absolutely amazing. Just been slandering a lighthouse keeper. That's the worst. Okay.
All right.
Rounding the corner into the spooky season. Very excited about that.
Yes, I sent my first spooky meme to somebody the other day.
Is that right? Kind of, you're a big meme person, right?
Yeah, so it's like Elf on a Shelf, but it was a picture of a big old bowl of Jell-O with some bones laying on top
You
of it.
actually are a meme person. You sent me a meme today.
Skeleton on the gelatin.
Skeleton? What is that one?
It's like
mean?
Elf on a Shelf, but it's a skeleton laying on a bowl of Jell-O.
Gelatin. All right.
Skeleton on the gelatin.
I get these DVD copies of Envy aren't going to put themselves away. It's time for staff picks.
They say so much, but they never tell you if it's any good.
Werewolf movie with E.T.'s mom in it.
The Howling, horror, straight ahead.
Who's an Envy?
Ben Stiller and Jack Black.
Really?
Envy was one of those films that got shelved, but then Jack Black got popular with the release of films like Saving Silverman, High Fidelity, and The School of Rock. So then it came out.
Oh, interesting.
It's not a good movie, but these DVD copies need to be put away.
All right, that's fine.
Folks may not know, but there was a time before strangers offered their extra bedrooms, cottages, second homes up to temporarily be resided in. Resided in.
Resided.
Resided in?
Yeah, you reside somewhere. Reside in.
I'm talking motels, hotels, and holiday inns. And I really wanted to talk about William Friedkin's Bug. I thought this would be a great opportunity to do that.
I actually really love that movie.
But I still have a bad taste in my mouth from that bad doc of his that we covered in episode 160.
Yeah, whatever.
The Devil and Father Amorth.
I don't care.
It was
It's
a
fine.
bad film.
I don't think it was that bad.
It was not good, and it was
Didn't
not
think it was
even
that bad.
hardly a film. It was only
Didn't
like
think it was that bad.
47 minutes long. But
Not that bad.
also, it's been a while since I've done a blind pick. Something I haven't seen. Something that I would like to see.
Wait, so you aren't going to do Bug?
No. I'm going to do a
What
real...
the fuck? What was that?
I said I really wanted to talk about Bug.
That was unnecessary.
I found a real wild film tonight from 1983, Jim McCullough Sr.'s Mountaintop Motel Massacre.
Far from the beaten path lies a friendly little inn
Girl, you better come get your critter before I chop his head off.
where folks come from miles around
Hold on.
It's so sad to be alone. Help me make it through the night.
to rest, relax, and make new friends.
My name's Al.
I'm Tanya.
I'm Bill McWillie.
Melvin Crenshaw.
This is my cousin, Chrissy.
Your relative? Cousin.
Are you okay in there, Reverend?
Sorry.
Crenshaw? Edmund?
Tell your little wife I'll have a surprise for her.
Where no one ever complains.
You mean we got to go down there after her?
We have to.
And get my ass killed by some old crazy white woman?
No way, Jose. Where people are dying to get a reservation.
Hello? Hello?
And any moment might be checkout time.
I'm getting out of here.
Is this any way to run a motel? You bet your life it is. Mountaintop Motel Massacre.
Oh, Lord.
A young woman is caught worshiping Satan by her mother in their remote motel, who kills her.
Oh, wait, so the mother kills her daughter just for worshiping Satan?
Just for worshiping, yeah.
Okay.
Believing the ghost of her daughter is instructing her, the killer mother then decides to try to kill everyone who is staying at the motel that night. And there sure are a lot of folks in this thing to murder. None of them I know from anything else. It's a pretty low-budget film, but it's exactly the kind of thing that I would have rented based on the box art alone. The trailer is a hoot. Bonus points for being released on VHS in August of 1986, which is the month and year of my birth.
So you picked a movie just because it was made the month and year you were born.
Also, because it involves a motel.
Motel?
Yes, which is a thing that existed that was used more commonly than...
Mickey, please don't eat those tomato plants. I'm pretty sure, can't cats die from eating tomato plants?
I don't really know. Before vacation rentals, so... I guess it's a couple steps detached, but also it was shot in Louisiana, which I want to say, I hope that our listeners in the path of Hurricane Ida are safe.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, how scary is that?
Yeah, it's pretty gnarly over there. So, check this film out. Tubi's got it for free. It's also broken up into like 4 parts on YouTube if you are more patient.
Okay.
I think this film's going to require some patience.
Okay. My movie, a movie with a much sweeter couple.
Okay.
Or at least a much sweeter female portion of the couple. It is a 2012 jam from director Ben Wheatley called Sightseers.
Good girl.
If you don't pick up this excrement immediately, then I'm going to inform the National Trust.
Report that to the National Trust, mate.
Never thought about murdering innocent people before.
He's not a person, Tina. He's a Daily Mail reader.
I don't want this to ruin our holiday.
The police are pursuing a ginger-faced man and an angry woman.
You're a liability. You're just like your mother.
You didn't let him see you do number 2s, did you, Tina?
Say one word and it's...
We both said what a nice couple we thought you were.
I can fly!
So have you had a nice holiday?
Yeah, I've had a brilliant holiday.
See, I did this one, but I'll let you do it now.
What?
I did Sightseers as a pick a couple months back.
I don't fucking listen to what
I
you
know.
say.
I just want to hear your perspective on this film, too.
Well, part of me doesn't want to give much of a perspective because I think the reason I had such an enjoyable experience with it because it was like a blind watch for me. But
what a weird one to stumble into.
It was a weird one to stumble into, but let's just say that we've got fun accents.
Okay. Yeah.
We've got a caravan holiday.
Chris wants to show his girlfriend Tina the world. Takes her on a vacation. They go on a bit of a road trip.
Mm-hmm.
Sightseers.
Caravan.
Caravan is another term for traveling around?
Yeah.
Caravanning?
Yeah. Well, a caravan is anytime you've got any type of a camper with you.
Ah, okay.
That's what they're called. And if you've seen Snatch, you know that they're called a caravan.
Listen, I have never seen Snatch.
That's fucking ridiculous. Alice Lowe, Kenneth Hadley, Steve Oram. Really, really funny. And I remember feeling like when I saw this, I was like, Ben Wheatley? Like, who the fuck is this?
Is this an early Wheatley for you?
Yeah. And let me just tell you, you watch this and then you watch Kill List and you go, how the fuck was that the same person that made those two movies?
I don't know. He's got a very wide range, though, too. Like, if you've seen High Rise.
I don't think I did.
It's got Tom Hiddleston in his peak Hiddleston, and it's such a beautiful film. It's not the best film, but it looks...
It's beautiful?
Incredible.
Well, and now he's directing Meg 2?
I was unaware.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, my mom actually texted me on my way up here. She, I don't know, somehow came into acquiring a used DVD player that had a copy of Meg in it. And she asked me if it was a good movie, and I said, it's fun.
It's entertaining. It is not good, but it is very entertaining. Kill List is, I feel like that's been a pick of mine at some point, probably recently, since it's something I'm remembering picking.
Yeah.
So I bet it was in the last 3 weeks. What was that?
I think your cat knocked over something.
It scared the fuck out of me.
Yeah, what'd you break? Just a plate.
Mikey, why'd you break a plate? Fucking son of a bitch. Fucking shit fuck.
Are you okay?
Hold on. My world is closing in on me.
You got this. I really believe that you do. Oh my god.
Okay, you're the one that said I got this.
That's the recorder. Let's see. That's good to know that thing could really take a fall. Why would you set this up like this? This bridge of cables.
I didn't plan on getting up.
Oh my god.
Anyhow.
Well, the one
he makes good films.
Well, we kind of fucked up and totally skipped over In the Earth this year, which I think we got to watch before the end of the year, at least for our...
Oh, yeah, I'll watch it. I know people didn't love it, it sounded like.
I've heard mixed things. Whoa, come on now. Why are you doing that?
The first time was an accident.
This is why I'm not giving you a mic stand anymore. Don't crank it down so tight.
I thought I was...
Lefty loosey, Kelly.
Righty tighty, Byron.
I have heard mixed things. I heard the end was a bit of a lackluster. Oh my god. This might be the worst episode we've done in a while.
I think we're good now.
I think we're
good.
Just all right.
Do you want to know, Puck, what you wore to our first day of school?
Nope, I want to close this and go home because it's the end of my shift. I'm not getting paid to hear that shit.
Oh, Michael Smiley is a good actor.
Smiley's great. We'll be watching In the Earth. Probably not for review, but I'm sure we'll talk about it in our year-end episode. Maybe.
Okay, fine.
Fine. Cat, huh? Is that what you were doing? Isn't it weird to have a cat room with no cat?
A little bit weird.
We should probably talk about that.
Oh, God. This movie made me sad.
As we review Superhost.
We hope you're enjoying your visit here this evening. Now, on with the show.
Okay.
So
I've got it right here. Superhost is a 2021 horror thriller film written and directed by Brandon Christensen. Travel vloggers Teddy and Claire share their experiences in and around vacation homes with their subscribers while maintaining a moderate level of internet fame. When their follower count starts to dwindle, they pivot to creating viral content around their most recent host, Rebecca. With all eyes turned towards their superhost, Rebecca, they slowly start to realize something isn't right. As they investigate further, they unlock a horrifying truth.
Okay, so I don't think that that's very fair, because I'm just going to say Teddy had nothing to do with the stupid viral efforts.
I completely agree.
He was like all about doing the real thing.
You
What was
okay?
that?
I don't know. Are you getting spooked out by stuff out here?
Did something just flash?
Are you okay?
Do I have a head injury?
Kelly, you've been staring straight for 20 minutes. What's going on? Fuck. Brandon's back. We're no stranger. We met him at the Stanley Film Festival where his film Stillborn was premiering. We covered that in episode 151. He followed it up with Z, which startled the heck out of me at the Tell You Right Horror Show. We talked about that in episode 244 last year. Not just a great director, but a talented visual effects artist working on films like It Stains the Sands Red, Bliss, Spiral, the Kelly one, VFW, The Pale Door, and the upcoming Jason Sudeikis Evangeline Lilly film, South of Heaven.
Woo!
He's also a real good guy.
Yeah, he is a really good guy. And let me just tell you something that he did differently in this movie.
Well, he listened to you.
He listened to me.
I don't think he listened to you.
Well, one of my beefs with Brandon has been that in Z, which I liked a lot, I thought that the male, we'll call him the protagonist, though I struggle to do that, was a dick. I'm going to go ahead and just say that the male in this movie was one of the kindest.
Sweetest.
I want to be friends with most male characters I've seen in a horror movie in a long time. And the female character I wanted to stab in the throat.
Don't stab anyone. Come on now. Teddy and Claire, they run this YouTube show called Superhost.
What's up, guys? My name is Teddy.
And I'm Claire, and welcome to another episode of Superhost.
Don't forget to smash that like button and click that little bell
so you never miss an episode.
Teddy, played by Osric Chow, Vancouver Canadian gentleman. He's been in a couple things. 2012, Iron Fist.
Do you know he was in Kung Fu Killer with David Carradine?
I did not know that.
Now you know.
Claire, his girlfriend, is played by Sarah Canning. She's also a Canadian. Of course, Brandon's bringing all these Canadians down.
I do love Canadians.
Actress and producer. She's most known for a series of unfortunate events, War for the Planet of the Apes, and Remedy. Also The Vampire Diaries.
Holy cow, he was the voice of the troll in the new Carmen Sandiego series.
I didn't know there was a new Carmen Sandiego series.
It's actually really good.
She was also in the Nancy Drew TV show. Was that a Netflix thing? So they decide to stay at this place. Betty Lou 52 is the host. Teddy and Claire.
I know, I was just saying Betty Lou Who.
Oh, okay. I thought you just weren't paying
She's
attention.
a character from Grinch.
The house is called the Sugar House, and it's very well reviewed.
This superhost, who's the name Betty Lou 52, has a nearly spotless record. Endless reviews saying how staying here has been breathtaking.
Breathtaking. Absolutely marvelous.
One user even described it as
life-changing.
Which I don't understand that concept, but okay.
I don't know. Maybe it's a life-changing experience.
I've been to quite a few.
You've never had a life-changing Airbnb experience?
Not because of the Airbnb.
But what you found in the storage room.
Yes.
That is life-changing sometimes.
Bulbados.
The house, though. I thought it was closer than it was. I texted Brandon while driving
Tahoe.
up here. No, not Tahoe. Mount Charleston, Nevada, which is about 25 miles northwest of Las Vegas, which is where he lives.
So Coward stayed in his own backyard.
Did they shoot at Sands
was
Red
COVID.
also? Yes, it was COVID when they were shooting this. I remember we aired a couple exclusive clips of this at Camp Frightday.
Yeah, I remember the clip when they were standing in the driveway right when they arrived at the house. Yeah. In fact, Sam got very confused because I was watching this with him before our child's head injury started. I was watching
dropping
this with
that.
him.
Okay.
Well, no, she's actually fine.
She's doing okay.
She just got sick and my mom freaked out. But when we started it, Sam goes, "We've seen this." I was like, "No, it hasn't even come out yet, Sam. This is a screener."
Yeah.
No, really, we've seen this. And then finally he realizes, like, oh, we've seen this clip.
Yeah, Brandon was generous enough to share us. He was sending me dailies. He was editing it while they were shooting it and sending me stuff. It was really, thanks so much, Brandon. Like,
Yeah.
I really appreciate that stuff. I think it looked incredible.
It did look really,
Even
really
just
good.
some establishing shots that he sent me, beautiful. It was.
Yes.
But the house, it's in Mount Charleston, a pretty good looking house.
Do we know how he came to choose this house for our setting?
I actually don't know. I feel like that's always been a big thing with the location scouting of the movies like Z and Stillborn. Stillborn was like his wife's parents' home, and I can't remember how they found the Z home, but I feel like we talked about it in that episode. And also, like we just talked about, they shot this while in quarantine, all the new rules and regulations. And I feel like the only other person I talked to about like shooting during COVID was
Sean Linden?
Yes, yeah, the director of Hunter x Hunter, the Devon Sawa flick. Apparently, this did have a premiere at the Popcorn Frights Film Festival in what state would you guess that there would be a horror film festival that would still be happening?
Florida.
Florida, yes. It happened a few weeks ago, and it's going to be in a couple international film fest stages as well. But yeah, we're lucky enough that this dropped, well, I guess in a couple of days now, but we got to screen it early.
Did Brandon go to the one in Florida?
I don't know. Exclusively on Shudder.
Here we are.
This is going to be a very special episode of Superhost because Teddy is going to pop the question.
Poor Teddy. Like, the thing is, as soon as we find out that he's doing that, the whole time, I just wanted to press pause and be like, no, just don't do it. Don't
buddy.
ask her.
Well, it's
she's
hard.
awful and
Well,
she's mean.
she's not-
She's giving you all the
Come on.
signals.
She runs a tight ship, Kelly, and
No,
she's very
she
focused
runs
on
a bitch
creating.
ship.
She's more focused on the show than
She's
she is
mean.
on her relationship with
Don't
Teddy.
like her.
It's very sad. It seems like a fun thing that they probably would have started that picked up steam and became their career, which is sad because like he's goofing around trying to have fun while shooting, and she says things like, "This is why we're losing subscribers."
Right. It's like always mean.
Yeah, it's not great.
She's very cutting. I don't like it.
I mean, their relationship could have been that of like camera person and on-screen talent, like in a found footage film, you know? They have kind of like a cold, almost butting of heads at points.
Well, except he's not cold. He really
No,
likes her and
which
he
is-
keeps trying to be nice.
That is really the sad
There were all
thing.
of these times when she was so mean, and I'm like,
Well-
I would have told her to fuck off, and he's like, aw, come on.
Yeah.
Like, he's so nice.
So they show up to the sugar house. I want to say Sugar Shack. What's the Sugar Shack?
To the Sugar Shack.
Is that a thing?
It is. It's a 1950s or 60s song.
But their door code doesn't work.
Shit.
Not working?
No.
To the Sugar Shack.
And while Claire's filming Teddy...
Okay, got something. My second impressions.
What?
We're introduced to a new character.
Teddy, what?
Hi there!
Rebecca sneaks up from... Okay, we're doing the Sugar Shack over here?
Gotta get back.
We gotta get back to the show. Come on now. All right, we're at the Sugar House, though. And Rebecca's there,
You really
too.
don't know this?
I don't know
You've
this
never
one.
heard that song.
No. So, Rebecca, first impressions. I think she's got young Brittany Murphy energy.
Oh, I can see that.
You know, like Clueless era Brittany Murphy.
Yeah.
Played by Gracie Gillum. I don't feel like I've never seen this person
No,
before.
I know that she was a Disney Channel person.
Yeah, she's also in Z Nation, which is it's one of those zombie shows that I've never seen.
Right. She's done a few things.
Scream Queens as well. A couple
Yeah.
episodes of that.
But she's very intense.
I'm gonna spill it now. I think she's
You're gonna spill the beans?
She's one of the reasons that I absolutely love this movie.
Yes.
So right
Yes.
off the bat, I'm getting massive like kind of creep, manic energy, Duplassian.
Yes. That's what they need to do. They need to do a crossover.
Wouldn't that be delightful? It'd be like Freddy versus. Well,
They could just team up.
We gotta talk for a little bit before we start getting there.
Oh man.
What do you think about this? The Sugar House on the inside. Once Rebecca lets them in,
So I'm not gonna lie. It's fine.
it's got lovely natural light, high ceilings in the living room, rustic kitchen with a cabin stove, which the kitchen needed some upgrades, I think, to be.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe that was part of what was supposed to be funny about this.
Because this
That
place
they
is
were
supposed
trying
to have like a 4.87 or something.
But there are a lot of places that have good reviews because they're just fine, right?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong.
It's interesting because I fall down a rabbit hole when I'm trying to pick a vacation rental for our family.
My God. Yeah,
I spend so many hours on it trying
days.
to...
I spend days.
It's awful. And to me, it's not just finding one that has good ratings. It's finding one that's like super special.
Yeah,
and
like
this
location or in what it...
This just didn't seem that special.
Yeah, I mean, master bedroom had a soft bed with 0 window coverings.
Yeah, I will tell you that is Sam does not tolerate a lack of window coverings.
So like Teddy and Claire, Sam wouldn't be sleeping in. He needs the windows to be covered.
He would have slept like in the basement on the floor probably.
Yeah. Strange thing about this place too, I think I would have turned around when I saw all the security cameras inside of the house.
Yeah, so that was one of the things, and I think at first I was like, okay, this doesn't make any sense. But then I realized, okay, well, obviously Claire is absurdly dedicated to this whole
I mean, they spent the money
vlogging.
They invested with the first introductory episode.
Well, and Teddy's just trying to keep Claire from going completely off the rails. And so that's why he hangs around. I mean, I would have been out of there immediately. One camera on the inside is not okay.
It's odd.
And once they see all, like, no, forget about it. And furthermore...
Cat room with no cats?
I mean, that would weird me out, but that, like, I could handle. You have not experienced this yet, but you watched us experience this. You know, baby monitors where you've got the camera set up, but you can talk through it.
Yep.
Yeah, as soon as a voice came through, I'm like, yeah, fuck that, you're gone.
Well,
there's no way.
They were pretty deeply invested in their stay, but we'll get to that. Yeah. Claire is, we get a glimpse into just how critical she is, not just of him as a performer, but also as an editor.
Teddy.
What? Do you like cats? Okay. Apart from that, what do you think?
It feels slow.
Really? Which part?
Every part.
Oh, come on. It's not that bad. Babe.
Just lose the cat room bit and upload it.
I thought that was a really brutal moment. It was cool because we get to see how he puts together the show. We get a little bit more of what Superhost as a program is. I just thought it was kind of fun.
Yeah. She was just mean about it. And he's like, again, he's not
That's
a
a lot
jerk.
of work, and he's trying hard to...
Well, yeah, and he's not like mad at her when she says that. He's like, oh, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
I just wanted to give him a hug so many
Well, yeah,
times.
this is the point where I'm like, I mean, I didn't like their relationship before, but this is where I was like, why the fuck is he even around this person?
I don't know.
Like, why does he want to marry her?
I don't know.
What happened in the last 6 months? Maybe this downslide of their channel has really put something between them. But
maybe, but I feel like if a person, I don't know, there had to be something not good as a seed there before.
Yeah, but it doesn't involve Teddy because, like she said, she's very concerned that they peaked, and he has that line that says, "At least we've peaked together," which I thought was
so right because he genuinely he's doing this because it's fun to do with her. Mm-hmm. He doesn't give a shit if they throw in the towel and do something else. Like
it's
whatever,
sad because they're not able to pay their rent with this YouTube show anymore.
Right.
They need a merchandise.
It's true. They do need merch. And clearly that's it.
Night 1, Teddy checks the slow upload and walks out on the porch, and he's startled by seeing someone with glowing eyes waving at him in the distance.
Yep.
That was...
you know, it's funny. This happened to me this weekend when Sam and I were camping.
You saw Sasquatch?
Well,
Of course, that's what you thought.
There's this big open field, which you'll see soon because we have to take you up there so you can see all these...
You're going to leave me up there dead, buried.
Probably.
Yes.
And we were laying on the roof of our little camper watching the stars, and I crawled down to go to the bathroom, and I'm walking across this field.
It's a bobcat.
I see these two glowing eyes, and I'm like,
you gotta not go towards the eyes.
My flashlight wasn't strong enough, so I had to run back and get Sam's flashlight and be like, hey, give me your strong flashlight.
I love those ones. I'm sure Sam has ones that can flag down airplanes, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. And
you can focus the beam into a tight...
And I look, and it was just deer. But I'll tell you what. Eyes at night are freaky.
They are freaky, and this was a freaky moment. I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
We get one of those, goddamn, Brandon is so good at a solid jump scare. He loves the way he angles and the sound design. He's just very, very impressive.
That was very good.
The opposite of that, bad. They wake up and their account has been deactivated, disabled,
Which,
suspended.
let me just tell you, we thought that she was being a pain in the ass and bitchy before. Woo!
That is a huge deal for YouTubers, though. I don't know if
Oh,
you're
it is a
familiar
huge
with the way that strikes and demonetization works. It's like it's a
Yep.
very serious thing to those
I know.
people.
Poor Alex Jones. Yeah, so
Well.
I know it's a big deal, but she still is so mean to him. And it's like she's acting like it's his fault in some way. She's just being mean.
Yeah. I mean, she is mean.
I'll tell you what, you know who she should date is the dad from Z. They'd get along great.
I think they would have a bit of a better, business type loving relationship.
At least they would give each other what they deserved.
Rebecca, the Superhost, shows up to fix the toilet that was broken, and we get this
awkward.
It's usually nothing, but sometimes things get stuck in here. It's the slow season right now, so sometimes these things don't get the use to keep them working properly.
very intense plunging scene. She's very concerned, and she says this a lot of times. She's worried about getting a bad review. She really doesn't want a bad review.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, there was no subtlety about how weird this woman was from the get-go.
Well, yeah.
So I don't know why they got plenty of warning signs. I guess I do know why they didn't leave. They didn't leave because they're very deeply invested in this whole vlogging thing.
They're also pretty desperate at this point too, and that's why Claire brings
He's
up...
desperate to keep Claire, and Claire's desperate to keep the show.
Well, she's desperate to get the attention that she got, like when...
For that bitch.
With the bitch from Draper. We get our first introduction to a character called the bitch from Draper, who was clickbaity content that our lead wasn't too impressed. He didn't want to go down that path.
No, Teddy's a nice guy, and he's like, let's just do the good stuff. Like, that's real clickbaity.
Yeah.
And
well,
she wants to do it because she is addicted to...
the clicks.
Yeah.
I mean, and this is where she starts reviewing the footage herself and decides that she wants Rebecca to be a character in this episode more than...
She gets what she gets.
Well, yeah. Night 2, awoken to the sound of someone in the house, brave Teddy sneaks down and finds a set of dentures in the toilet. Yeah. That was weird, right? That was weird. I don't want to talk too much about it because I don't really understand how dentures could clog a toilet.
Oh, dentures can clog a toilet. It's never happened to you?
No, I've never lost my teeth in a toilet.
No, but you got to think about the things that can clog a toilet.
It's true.
Of course,
most things
can.
that can't fit down or barely do fit could clog a toilet, I suppose. Yeah, but morning, Count is reinstated. An accomplished Teddy walks downstairs in his underwear, and he's startled by Rebecca making coffee and pancakes in their kitchen.
Violently. That woman stirs pancakes like I type a keyboard.
Yes, very unhinged. Just like the way you...
So fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I'm just glad I was wearing underwear.
It's amazing.
No, it was terrible. That's what that was.
Well, even though she gave you a fright, she made us some damn good pancakes.
After Rebecca's left, Claire says...
Hey, thanks for breakfast.
Towards one of the security cameras, and like you said, this is when...
You are so welcome.
A voice responds saying, "You're so welcome." And they are very quiet for a long time, and I love that moment.
Well, what I didn't get is right after that, again, I guess this is an indication of just how fucking absurdly obsessed Claire is.
Yeah.
She starts recording.
Yeah.
Like, talking about how crazy this lady is, and Teddy's like,
let's not do that here.
She can hear us, you fucking idiot.
Pretty obvious that she's listening. So Teddy, to help out Claire, decides to try to take down one of the cameras in the main room, and while he's up on a ladder, he pulls it down and a rock hits the window. Guess who it is? That bitch from Draper. Babs, our good pal.
I liked her sweater.
Barbara Crampton, great sweater, incredible actress, one of 4 actors in this entire movie.
I know.
Incredibly small cast. I love it so much. I mean, Barbara Crampton, Jacob's wife we talked about not too long ago, but she's been in absolutely everything.
Yep.
Legend.
Yep.
Great to see her. She did a great job being, was it Vera? She says that no one will stay with her since the Superhost video came out, I guess making her look like a crazy psycho bad hosts, and she is the one that reported their channel. And then Rebecca comes to the rescue.
You better watch.
Get off my property!
Jeez, all right! I'm going! Don't say I didn't warn you.
Go! Now or I swear to God I will cut you open!
Kind of turned her around. Like, I didn't really know what her intention is here.
Oh, see, I felt very confident about her intentions. She just likes being able to be creepy and violent towards anybody.
She did say, go now or I swear to God I'll cut you open.
Yep.
Which is pretty intense.
I'll gut you like a fish.
It's very much the ghost face threat.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's also kind of a badass in this moment. Claire confirms that the bitch's place was a shithole and she was a complete psychopath. But at this point, Rebecca, who initially declined to do an interview as the host, she didn't want her face on the camera. She decides to do an interview. And this is, I think, one of my favorite scenes of this entire movie. She's very nervous, says she's never done this before. And right as they begin, she lets out this long, shrill scream.
Super uncomfortable.
Then her face resets and she, I mean, it's very much creep again. She's
look at you or at the
it's like a different version of the creep from the Mark Duplass film. Like there's a level of confidence in what she's doing and how she's acting that makes it unsettling. Almost like, what's that Mickey Keating, Pat Healy movie where he's a psychopath and kidnaps Ashley Bell? Carnage Park.
Oh, yeah.
These characters, I'm very intrigued by the ones that seem to be detached from reality.
Yep.
Or just doing things a little differently.
Yep.
Incredible acting in this moment. And you can really tell that, like, she's acting as an actor. Like, her character is acting, which is really wild. She's trying to do what she believes is right for this interview.
Normal.
Yeah, very, like, sociopathic. Yeah. Apparently this house was, according to her father's house that she got after he passed. She was able to keep an eye on it since she lives close by, but she didn't want it empty. So Teddy asks a very nice, empathetic question. Has anyone stayed with you that has left an impression? I thought that was a very sweet question.
It was a sweet question.
She says an older couple that she actually spent the entire month over Christmas with them. They invited her in and they spent the holidays together. And there's these kind of long pauses and freezes of her face where she...
Yeah, it's like she forgets that she's talking and like...
It's so good.
You're not going to like my reference, but it reminds me of Rango.
See, I just don't understand the reference because it's a cartoon.
Well, and so there's a lizard in the cartoon who
Does
periodically...
he, like, move really fast and then stop like lizards do, or...
So it's actually a girl, and she's voiced by Isla Fisher. She literally will just like freeze mid-sentence.
Oh, but didn't she have a condition in the movie?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I
And then
remember
she,
you
like,
talking
keeps
about
talking?
this. As she continues with this interview, tears start rolling down her face, but she's still talking the same.
Mm-hmm.
This is like such a really cool moment. And Claire, being the awful person she is, says in reviewing the footage, that is the craziest shit I've ever seen.
And she, again, it's just this tone of kind of being mean.
Using people.
Yeah.
Completely inconsiderate.
Yep.
Just lacking empathy. Almost in like a similar way to...
Claire?
To Rebecca. Like, they both have these weird empathy problems. But
Oh, yeah, they're both horrible, and poor Teddy deserves better.
yes, he does. So, Teddy does another proposal update. I wish he wouldn't. I wish he would just leave and find someone who loves him back. But talks about the plan, and as he's doing that, you can see someone moving in the window behind him. Then even more aggressively, the next scene during the night, it's straight up Rebecca watching them sleep from the porch. Yeah. So next morning, internet's down and the second upload failed. Claire is trying to play up the more sensational moments of the trip, and Teddy is still not really into that because this is the big day for Teddy. They hike, they reach the top of a hill, and Teddy takes the camera.
He just wants to propose.
Sets it on the ground, just like any of those YouTube proposals that you've seen. He frames it on them, and then he bumbles through a proposal.
Mm-hmm.
This is a really like a very well acted scene because of the subtle shifts that you see. Like halfway through the proposal, you can see Claire at the beginning is uncomfortable, but then she kind of catches on. She glimpses at the camera real quick.
Yeah, and
she's like, "Wow, this is great content." And she didn't think that it was serious. She thought that Teddy was just setting up this viral moment for them in order to get subscribers and likes and clicks. And that was like, I think, the biggest, most fucked up thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think just from a human interaction standpoint, that was one of the meanest things in the movie.
Yeah, but their relationship kind of opens up in this moment slightly. Like when she squeezes his hand and says, I'm sorry, when we get home, we'll talk about this. No camera.
Right. Like
I don't
she
know
has
if that's
this
like
moment,
the bare minimum.
Well,
like,
she has this moment where she realizes that she's being a bitch.
Just
which
how far?
It's funny because I was about ready to completely write her off and be like, okay, I literally have no investment in this character at all.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, okay, well, she's awful, but she's at least processing that she's being awful.
Yeah. And I mean, their dynamic up until this point was, I think, one of the most distracting parts of it. The question where I'm constantly having to be like, why is Teddy putting up with this?
But for me, it gave a reason for them not to do, like, you know, the classic thing in horror movies, I'm always finding myself, why don't they get out of there?
True.
Their dynamic gave the reason for why they didn't get out of there.
But like in a flawed relationship, if I'm not seeing threads of good or what used to be good, it's harder for me to really fully get into.
You don't know anybody, friends, anything that, you know, stays in really awful relationships, even when all signs point towards there being nothing good there?
Nothing comes to mind.
Nothing comes to mind.
But but I think about the movie The Rental a little bit. Like it was pretty obvious that their relationship was not fantastic, but there are moments where you can see that they care about each other or had a strong connection.
Like this was a moment where we felt,
This was, I think, the first time, and that's what I'm saying is like, if this didn't happen, I think it would have been a total bust in their relationship, not in the movie.
Yeah.
But it was a good moment. I thought it was great. They're going to spend a quiet day together on their last day, but when they return, the alarm code isn't working. The code's been changed again. So then we hear this voice over the cameras. Sorry, guys, the panel isn't working. I'll be over to fix it. She's always seeming to come up with reasons to come over.
Mm-hmm.
And behind them, they see that the laptop is playing their footage on the floor in a loop. And they also find a piece of mail at this point.
For Betty and Lou.
Betty, Lou. Betty and Lou.
Oh, shit.
Teddy wants to leave. Claire is still wanting to stay to finish this. The camera beeps and breath sounds start coming through different cameras.
Screw this.
Great device. He's so good at taking these like small digital things that we're kind of comfortable with and making them like a useful scare machine. You know, like in Z, it was the alphabet thing, and baby monitor and stillborn. I think that these are really cool devices. But at this point, it freaks them out enough to pack up. Then they start driving. They see Rebecca standing in the middle of the road, waving and kind of skipping towards them, almost like Baby from Devil's Rejects a little bit, kind of like,
yeah, except far less annoying.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I gotta actually agree with you there.
Yeah.
Another sign of a completely detached person. It's really amazing. I loved her window down gesture that she did. Small things that Gracie did as an actress in this, like. I have to imagine as an actor, this is like a dream role to have like this completely wild character, like uninhibited character. Yeah, she has one more thing that she wants to show them and tells them to get their camera. Claire, for some reason, says that she's harmless. Teddy still doesn't feel good about this. And before they start filming, she does another one of those big loud screams, but a little bit more confident this time.
Hey guys, and welcome to Superhost. Is it okay if I say that?
Everyone's getting really concerned, freaked out. Yeah. One final surprise. Rebecca runs through the woods, and I really like this because at this point we are introduced to like a found footage element of the movie.
Yes.
And I think the way that he approached this was even great.
Yeah, I agree. It was super interesting.
Like all the shots seem very deliberate while at the same time being like realistically found footage.
Yep.
Ta-da. And it's time for dead giveaways. This is the point in the show where we spoil parts of a movie. If you want to go into this without them, why don't you watch Superhost? It's available exclusively on Shudder starting September 2nd. Highly recommend you do it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's a fun send-off to the summer and end of vacations.
I agree. So Rebecca has kidnapped Vera the bitch from Draper and bagged her head, taped her mouth, and tied her to a tree. And if they don't film, Rebecca's going to cut her throat. So they start filming.
Yep.
You're not the perfect duo you pretend to be in your videos. So it's pretty obvious at this point that Rebecca has done some research on the Superhost crew, either through the channel or just through looking through their footage on the computer. She says, I'm sorry. This is really going to hurt. And she stabs Vera in the side.
Mm-hmm. Behind her. Yeah, like in her back. Yeah.
She asks, did you get it? Why aren't you filming? Turns out it's a fake out joke prank, bro.
That was all a joke?
It's just a prank, bro.
What the hell is wrong with you?
So Vera was really excited to help really show these guys.
Well, because they ruined her life.
They did ruin her life.
They gave
Let's just go ahead and say that Claire ruined her life.
Claire ruined her. Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe we don't really know how bad Vera's hosting experience was. But, and I don't know. I kind of get the feeling that maybe she was a psycho. Just from, I mean, she tracked down where they were and threw a rock at a house. Then she comes up with this elaborate plan with a stranger.
Well, I doubt that she came up with the elaborate plan. I guarantee you this was all
Rebecca's
Betty
idea.
Lou.
Yeah. And I mean, but it still shows that like she's not all there if she's willing to do like a murder prank.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now. One question kind of sets this all off. Rebecca says, I want you to delete everything. And she gives Vera the camera and tells her to sell it. And hopefully that'll cover some of the losses that she experienced due to the video that they posted. But then Teddy has to ask what happened to Betty and Lou, which really shifts all of our suspicion into what we had thought the entire time. Like Rebecca takes her jacket off and says, I'm sorry about this. And I got to say, Brandon, such a great stab to Barbara Crampton's head.
Oh my gosh.
I paused it. I have a screen cap of it. His CG work is the only kind that I tolerate.
It's so true.
Like the knife goes through Barbara Crampton's face, comes out her cheek, but it doesn't just do that. And it's not just blood sprays. Her eye goes wonky and one fills up with blood. It was fantastic. It was very, very effective. What are you doing? You just get a bad email?
Mm-hmm. It's fine. It's fine. It's all good. No, it's all good.
You look like you're crying.
No,
you're
I'm not crying.
The Rebecca cry.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
All right. I just loved it. I thought that was a really cool kill.
One of my best. Almost like a side mouth stab.
Up the neck and out the cheek?
I think it was like lower cheek to upper cheek.
Lower to upper. I think that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. I just remember thinking like, oh, that's a creative mouth stab.
I just love that one of her eyes went wonky. Like, it was really great.
It was great.
Yeah. Solid kill. One of my favorite Barbara Crampton kills.
Yes.
Obviously, this is when Teddy and Claire run off, and it gives Rebecca the chance to grab the camera, which I think is a super fun way to continue some cool found footage, but this time from a different perspective. Like before, the camera's being held by Claire, and now the bad guys got it. So it's just a fun device, a cool flip. Yeah. I don't want to talk too much more about what goes on in this thing. Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
No, honestly, it's funny because obviously we saw those clips a ways back, and I remember feeling like this is going to be interesting, and I had no idea what it was about.
Were you concerned it was going to be paranormal? Not concerned. Excited?
I was going to say, no.
That it would be paranormal?
To be honest, I don't think I weighed in mentally one way or the other. I was just like, oh, these seem like really interesting characters. But you know what's really funny? Even from the clips that we got, I went into this remembering immediately like, oh yeah, I think that girl's a bitch.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you've got bitchdar.
I do have bitchdar. This movie was really fun.
Yeah.
I love Barbara Crampton's role, and I love that it was like small but perfect. Mm-hmm. I agree with you that the level of bananas that we get to experience with Betty Lou 52 was just so enjoyable. Yeah, I mean, I didn't have a problem with the relationship dynamic. To me, that's what kept me from being pulled out by the questionably shitty decisions these people were making, because to me, relationship drama has forced me to make unbelievably shitty decisions in my lifetime. So that made it very believable to me. I think that it's absolutely worth a watch for everyone. Labor Day weekend. Sit down, get some poppycorn, watch Superhost.
What'd you get?
I give Superhost 7.3 stylishly high-waisted serial killer jeans.
They were good.
They were good jeans.
Baggy's back, baby.
I know. I can't pull it off, but I love those.
You love those raw edges. I'm absolutely obsessed with Gracie Gillam's performance in this. I think this is one of my favorite third acts of the year, which is interesting because we didn't even really get to talk much about that. I feel like recently people haven't been sticking the landing. And in this case, it was just like such a firm, like, and you know what? Even with Brandon's films, no offense.
I don't know.
Stillborn and Z, I thought were...
Well, we know that I didn't watch Stillborn. I love Z.
This is his strongest work in storytelling.
It's his best male lead, for sure.
Going off of that, I love how the tropes have been a bit inverted with their relationship.
Yes, I agree.
Especially in the third act, too.
I agree.
It would be spoiling for me to say that he's a final...
And you give it?
Well, I mean, for all of those reasons, I give The Boy Behind the Door, which I still have written down here.
That's hilarious.
For all those reasons, I give Superhost 7.7. Just really long screams, I guess, before I say something.
I love it.
And those are our thoughts on Superhost, which again is available starting September 2nd. It's probably out now exclusively on Shudder. Come on. Again with the Sugar Shack. Espresso coffee tastes mighty good. I could go for a cup of that right now. Turn it down.
It's such a good song.
I want to know what you think about this. Once you've seen it, listeners, reach out to us on Instagram or Twitter at Frightday. You could send us an email, contact@frightday.com. Leave a comment below this episode in the show notes at frightday.com, or we can have a discussion about it in the Facebook group at facebook.com/group/Frightday, or in our Discord server, discord.frightday.com. And if you like our show and want to help us make it even better, grab something spooky at shop.frightday.com. The summer blowout extravaganza continues. Use promo code LACERTA to save 20% off everything in the store. We got more stuff coming soon. And also, reach out to us and let us know what the candle scents. We've gotten some good ideas of what ones would represent us in a 3-cent candle. That is your life currently, is ambrosia salad. So... maybe that's it. But let us know what you think our individual candle scents should be for that. But shop.frightday.com. And we may be fueled by Spring Heel Jack Coffee, but it's the members of the Frightday Society who make sure we stay at the right place. 5 stars only. That seems suspiciously too high, actually.
Yeah, I don't think I'd that would creep me out. Yeah, I just assume it's bots at that point.
When you join the Frightday Society at patreon.com/Frightday, you get an extra episode every week. It's Behind the Screams, the show behind the show. I think we got to start getting back away from the Kelly's recovery. Do you feel okay?
Well, yeah, but what are you doing to me this week?
Well, I'm going to ruin your week, yeah. But maybe we'll talk about some UFO stuff. There's been a lot of recent UFO news. And I really want to talk about that Howard Stern serial killer confession. Are you okay with another serial killer?
Did he kill kids?
I don't believe so. Strangled prostitutes.
I mean, no, that's awful, too.
Yeah, God. It's really awful.
And he confessed on Howard Stern?
You'll have to tune in to find out Behind the Screams, the show behind the show. But you don't just get that when you are a dues-paying member of the Frightday Society. You get bonus episodes of Captain Kelly's Cryptids and Conspiracies, Byron's Serial Corner, The Writer's Room, Toast to Toast PM with Wine Kelly, and Cinema Autopsy. Also, suspiciously missing the first 10 episodes of the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And you get those when you are a member. You also get access to new products early and members-only products, as well as 15% off everything at shop.frightday.com.
Yes.
I'd like to welcome and initiate a new member this week.
Who we got?
Welcome. Okay, Boomer.
Oh, it's kind of fun.
What are we going to make Okay Boomer do?
Boomer, I want a list of the 10 most inadvertently terrifying Boomer era songs.
Okay, that came out of left field.
Like Sugar Shack.
Yeah, okay.
But Sugar Shack's not scary.
Well, it's a great request. Okay, so yeah, guys, I know I mentioned it last week. because of the supporters of the Frightday Society, you members, you dues payers out there, I am able to pay myself twice a week, a little over minimum wage, to work on the show.
I mean, it's not that I'm not excited about this. I am excited
You
about
should
this.
be.
I just worry about you.
What do you mean? Because now I'm going 5 days a week, but being paid for 2?
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to have a great show. This is going to be a fun, spooky season. Kelly, we got interviews lined up with a couple folks. You on the coast in October, something big after that we'll be talking about soon. I'm very excited and very appreciative of all the support that we've gotten. And yeah, I can't thank you enough. This is, I didn't think that I would ever be paid to work on a podcast, even though it's something I've done for 10 years.
Wait a second, what?
I had hoped at some point in my career in podcasting that I could be paid for my work. And here I am almost
Byron,
3. What?
I'm going to go cry myself to sleep now.
It's great.
I'm very happy for you.
Patreon.com/Frightday. Another great way to support the show is leave a review on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, or wherever you listen. Best way to get us in new ears up charts. And if you are a Spotify listener, add our podcast to some playlists. That always does a lot for getting us in their algorithm as well. All right, we're just jumping into part 4 of Barjona later this week. Should be a fun time, Kelly. Until then, where are you going to be?
Kelly Friday on Twitter, kellyfriday.com. Getting ready for an Airbnb stay, I guess.
An Airbnb, Barjona.
Okay, it really is the last episode this week.
Yeah, we got 2, unfortunately. No, and I'm at Byron McKoy on Twitter and Instagram. Byron at Frightday.com is my email address. And until next Frightday, I'm Byron. Stay scared. You've been listening to an Audio Wool original, produced by Byron McKoy, theme music provided by Cemeteries. For more programs like this, visit audiowool.co.